Hello everyone, welcome back to week 3 of the ASL Season 2 Wi-Fi. We're going up against Quin, coach of the Shiny Iron Dancers. Going to be doing a post-con for this one. Just had some stuff going on during time of the battle, but it's a good one. So we're going to see that he's going to bring Tropagos, Latios, Enamorus, Sneasler, Rotom Heat, and Kingambit. Couple things that I'm trying to think of what he left off, like Electrode Hisui is one that I can think of. Not sure the other one off the top of my head, but we have AV, Archaludon, we have a really bulky Houndstone, we have Triscarp Greninja, we have a bulky Wish Passing Hydrangea the Florges, we have just an offensive Ogerpon, and then Boots Donphan, not Donphan, Great Tusk, that's mainly able to keep hazards away and do a couple of other things like check stuff like Sneasler, dish out some big hits into Kingambit. So we're gonna lead. What did I click? Greninja, right? I think Greninja. But yeah, basically the goal in this game is Houndstone is really hard for him to break, honestly. Houndstone's really good here, and then hopefully we can just clean up with Greninja. He has a really offensive team. Like, this is one of the best teams in the league. He has Terra Kingambit, which makes it a little bit trickier for Tusk. But we have stuff like Spinner. It can be Terra Fairy or Terra Flying, which will probably be Terra Flying. My assumption going into this match. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna hop right into this. Going into this game, I felt a little nervous because again, this is one of the best teams in the league. I didn't get to play last week because it was a forfeit on Nico's part, so we got that win. But yeah, so he's gonna lead out with Sneasler here. We're going to lead out with Greninja, so we're guaranteed always faster than this thing. Weird Choice Scarf, we outspeed it naturally, so I'm just going to U-turn out here. We can get some intel on what this thing wants to do to us. Pretty straightforward. I'm kind of thinking that he's going to U-turn here, or hard switch, but I don't think he would expect me to have extra sensory. And we can go into the dedicated answer, which is Houndstone for this thing. Best he can hit me with is Night Slash, but we're really bulky Houndstone, so we don't really care about that. I forget this turn taking this long. But yeah, he brought pretty much all of what I expected. I was maybe not expecting Terapagos. I'm trying to think of what the other 6 was, because he has like a really top-heavy team, and there's like only 8 Mons that are like really good. Oh, Swampert, I think, was the one that he didn't bring. So I was kind of surprised to see no Swampert. I didn't bring Kilowattrel, which could have punished that a little bit. But we're going to get the U-turn off. Possibly breaks a Focus Sash, which is nice. Actually does pretty good damage for 4 times resist. Yeah, and then I believe... I don't think I go Tusk. I'm pretty sure I go Houndstone here. Because Houndstone is like such an easy answer, because it's like... He's probably going to U-turn here, and I'm totally okay if he goes something after Houndstone, because basically whatever comes out on Houndstone after U-turn, Florges can come in on really easily. So he's just going to go for the U-turn here. We're hoping for no Poison Touch. Doesn't get it, which is awesome. Going to keep our Houndstone really healthy, and we actually recover off the damage that U-turn does with leftovers. So, tells us that this maybe is like a choice-locked Sneasler, especially it being a lead. Like, Scarf is definitely something that we have to keep in mind, but we have Scarf Greninja, so not too worried about it. But the punish here is probably Latios. Obviously Kingambit can't come in here because we can Body Press and we can Will-O-Wisp, and this thing is actually Sped Crept for Kingambit. Specifically, basically just trying to shut it down as a potential win con. We always outspeed Kingambit, unless I think he's Jolly, which I didn't think he'd be Jolly. There's kind of no reason for you to be Jolly on Kingambit, because you just lose a lot of power on your sucker punches. But he's going to go out into Latios here, so as predicted, yeah, we're going to get basically all of our health back there. So this thing is pretty scary. I live a non-specs hit, but I think there's a pretty good chance that he specs. I believe he brought specs in week 1. I think he also had a forfeit week in week 2, so I really only had one game to go off of here. But he also brought specs in week 1, so he's definitely not afraid to bring it. I have to be wary of that. So I think I'm just calcing stuff here. Gonna go to Florges. It's always the play. Obviously he can flip turn, which would be really annoying, but I don't really have a better play than going Florges. But I believe he does flip turn here. Yeah, he does flip turn. So this could be a couple of things. It could be Sneasler, it could be King Gambit, it could be Rotom Heat. I believe he ends up going Sneasler, which is fine. I mean, I have Great Tusk and I have Houndstone, which is kind of why I thought he wouldn't bring Sneasler. Just because it's like I have 2 insanely good swap-ins for it, but either way. So I obviously can't stay in here. I have a sneaking suspicion that he's choice locked based on how he played at turn 1. And if that's banded, I die. I mean, I'm pretty sure I normally die here just because I'm Fizdef Florges here because I was scared of the Psyshock from Latios. So I still die though because Florges is not very physically defensive, obviously. So gonna go out into Houndstone here. We can play this game. That's totally fine. See if he wants to break the cycle, because I have Wish Passing, so I'm okay with playing like a cycle type of game right here. So we go Grim Shady, and he is actually going to reveal the Switcheroo. So he's going to confirm our suspicions about a choice item. And he's going to give us a choice band, which is kind of okay. It's not great, because this Houndstone kind of walls like most of his team. So it would have been nice to be able to continue to wall most of his team, have options to switch up our moves and Will-O-Wisp and whatnot, but what I'm thinking right now is like Shadow Sneak as an endgame is really, really good with Band. This thing just generally hits pretty hard, and I'm going to call that Terapagos coming in here because he knows that I'm choiced. Likely move is going to be a Ghost move. Obviously, it hits all of his team other than King Gambit and Terapagos, so I'm going to call that he goes Terapagos or King Gambit, and we're gonna just launch off a choice banded body press here, which unfortunately Band doesn't increase body press, but we're max defense, so it's gonna do a lot. So he does go Terapagos, which is awesome. That's perfectly fine with us. We're gonna get this body press off, and it's actually gonna do a good amount for being resisted from Terra Shell. So we get off the damage. It's pretty good considering that it's half damage. This is going to show lefties, which is interesting. I have Terapagos in another league, and I really prefer using boots, but maybe he just assumed that hazards weren't going to be up this game, but I think I just opt to stay in here because like I don't have a great swap in. Like if I go into something like Argelanon, I have the possibility to take an Earth Power, and I take any hit from this thing. It doesn't get Ghost coverage. I think it only gets Dark Pulse would be the only thing for it to be able to hit me, which doesn't make a lot of sense into my team. So yeah, we're just gonna fire off a big not heavy sun, body press, because it's gonna do a lot of damage here. And getting rid of this thing is actually really, really nice, because like I said, I'm trying to play for potentially a Shadow Sneak endgame with Houndstone, or just ripping off a Poltergeist. So he's gonna go for the Calm Mind here, which is surprising, honestly. I really thought he would just straight up attack here, knowing what this thing can do to him. So we're gonna get a nice body press off, and we're gonna do a lot of damage, a lot of damage. And at this point, I'm pretty committed to this. Houndstone, we're thinking it's probably just going to be Shadow Sneak endgame. So I'm perfectly okay losing health on this thing because I live any one hit that this thing wants to throw at me. I'm pretty sure I even live a Dark Pulse at this range at +1, and getting rid of this thing is perfectly fine with me. Houndstone can still do its job. It can still Will-O-Wisp the King Gambit, because like I said, I always outspeed it. He can't Sucker Punch it, so yeah, we're going to see the Earth Power come off here. It's going to only do about half to us, but we get the press off and we kill the Terapagos, which is really, really good. So any hazards that I get up at this point are here to stay. I think I only brought hazards on Tusk. Like I obviously didn't bring spikes on Scarf Greninja. Didn't bring them on Ogre Pawn, I don't think. So yeah, getting Tropicos out of the way is just generally nice. There's definitely threat down the line too, because Floor just doesn't do a ton to it. So he's deciding on what to go out to. I'm assuming at this point in the game it's going to be Latios, judging how he played it last time. And we could see him actually rip off that Draco this time, or just a flip turn. It's pretty free on his part because he knows that I'm locked in to body press here. So Latios would be pretty free. Let's see what he goes at. Oh, yeah. He goes out into an Amber's. Okay. So obviously this is also free because 4 times resist. And my thought process here is he's gonna rip a fairy move. That's kind of the only thing that makes logical sense. And if he is choice Scarfed, I live 2 Moonblasts. I believe I live 2 Moonblasts from Scarf and Amorous. So if he goes Sludge Bomb, that would be a fucking crazy play, to be honest, because I could also just easily go to Archaludon if I'm like AB. So he's gonna go for the Moonblast, and that shows me I think that's Specs damage, if I remember properly. I think it means it was Specs. I know it wasn't Scarf damage. I think it was Specs damage. I'm trying to think, because this game was like a few days ago. I'm pretty sure that was Specs damage. But I know for sure that I live another one, obviously. So even if this was a potential to be Scarf, obviously I live another one. So I get to just go for a free Cudgel at this point, or I can go for the U-turn. Because obviously he has Rotom Heat he can bring out, so we can go for the U-turn here, and we can get free momentum into our, believe, Greninja? I think Greninja. That makes no sense. Surely a Greninja kills from here, right? I think it's Greninja. I really should postcom these quicker. Normally I don't postcom, but I should really be doing these quicker. I think I'm calculating to make sure that Surf actually kills. Right. Yeah, I'm making sure Surf actually kills, which it does unless he's like extremely specially defensive, which kind of doesn't make sense in this game for him to be super specially defensive when it's probably his Ogre Pawn answer. So he's probably max HP, good bit of defense, maybe speed or special attack to hit some ranges or some speed thresholds, but I don't really see him being specially defensive. So we're going to go for the Surf here, rip it off, and that thing is dead, which is awesome. Down goes Rotom Heat. One less thing I got to worry about. So we're up pretty substantially right now. We're up 6-4. Greninja putting in that work. Going to be good in the late game, so I'm going to want to preserve it here as he goes into Latios. There's still a good chance that this thing is probably Scarfed, so I have to keep that in the back of my mind. I haven't seen it use a move other than Flip Turn yet, so I haven't been able to gauge damage. I just know that it's specially oriented. It's not a physical variant based on damage due to Florges, or done to Florges. So I'm gonna just go at the Florges here. We're not gonna overthink it. Obviously, he doesn't know that I'm Scarf here, but he probably has some suspicion because you don't stay in on turn 1 just to click a U-turn unless you're Scarf. So he could probably assume that here. So I mean, I think it's in his best interest to click either Psychic Move or Flip Turn. Dragon Move doesn't make any sense here. So I got into Florges, and he is gonna unfortunately click Flip Turn. Which is really annoying because he gets a crit here, which the crit does kind of matter. Living some rolls kind of matters, doesn't really matter because it's kind of only here for the Latios, but it's a little bit scary if he has like Psyshock or Luster Purge, because those rolls are a little bit iffy now. But he's going to go out into Sneasler. Obviously, I have options with Great Tusk, I have options with Poundstone, but at this point, I think I opt to go into Great Tusk because Tusk is obviously living 1. Houndstone would die to a Night Slash. I think it dies to Dire Claw plus Night Slash. So I go Great Tusk here. because again, I'm still thinking that there's a good chance that, you know, I can Shadow Sneak. I can Shadow Sneak the Latios. It's still good for Great Tusk because I can get a Will-O-Wisp off on it. Like there's still reasons to keep Houndstone around, so I'm gonna go Great Tusk here. This is a pretty free turn because as long as he doesn't U-turn here, if he U-turns, then that's really annoying. Got me. Okay, it's all good. So yeah, he's gonna go for Dire Claw. And he's not going to get the poison, which is crazy because he told me after the game that he was poison touch. So he is 0 for 2 on them, especially clicking Dire Claw where you have a chance for it. So he's going to click U-turn. It's free rapid spin here. It's always rapid spin because I would outspeed the following turn, and I'm going to outspeed whatever comes in. So he's going to go into Anya, which is his Namorous? Yeah, Namorous. So again, I know this thing is not, I must know that this thing is not Scarf. I'm pretty sure it was Specs because we can't just stay in here and Ice Spinner to kill this thing. I'm calculating to make sure that it dies through Yachi, I'm pretty sure. I probably overcalcing. I should just click buttons more, but we're going to pick off the Enamorous, which is really good. We're up 6-3 at this point. In a really commanding spot. He only has Latios, King Gambit, and Sneasler left. So we've already killed a good portion of his team. And the only thing really left that's kind of scary is the King Gambit and potentially, well, like Scarf Latios isn't really that scary because Florges can eat hits all day on it. So this turn is really important. I'm pretty sure he didn't end up being Scarf Latios. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. But in my head, I'm thinking he is. In my head, I'm thinking he probably is Scarf Latios, and this Great Tusk is still really good into Sneasler and is really good into King Gambit, so it makes sense to save it. And I'm just gonna go Florges because Florges is just here for the Latios. And if Florges goes down, whatever, I have numbers and I can play a sack game going into Greninja and getting damage off on this thing. So he's going to go for the Luster Purge, and that roll from earlier, 269 down to 94, so the crit actually doesn't matter in this case. So he's going to get the drop on us, and at this point, I'm okay with Florges going down, that's okay. Again, I can go into this sack battle because I have numbers, we're okay. So I believe right here I just Baton Pass? I think it's Baton Pass. It's either Baton Pass or Hard Switch into Greninja. Okay, it's Hard Switch into Greninja. And he's going to actually switch too. Which is a little unfortunate because he's going to go Sneasler here. I should have Baton Passed. I really should have Baton Passed on that turn. Because then we could have gotten a free turn into Tusk, and then we could have Rapid Spun again, and then we could have repeated the process, and it would have been a lot better, but it's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, because I'm pretty sure I can just U-turn into Tusk. Again, we want to preserve some health on Houndstone just in case. Or do I U-turn into... Ogerpon? We'll see here. So we're going to get the standard damage of the 10% or whatever it is. It's honestly still good damage. Yeah, we're going to go out. Yeah. We go into Ogerpon because at this point, Ogerpon is at best speed tying Latios, and it doesn't do a lot. And King Gambit's going to kill it with Sucker Punch. So it's fine. I don't really need it anymore. It's done its job. It was just supposed to break holds in the beginning, and it dealt with the Enamorous, so. Good enough. Take a rest, Ogerpon. You've done your job. We got this game without you. So now I can go pretty freely into Tusk on this turn, and we can just Rapid Spin. It's very no drawback. He's going to be -1 from the close combat. So yeah, my play is always Rapid Spin here because I will outspeed him on the following turn. We know he's not on Burden. Even if he was, he has an item, so it's fine. Gonna go ahead and get the Rapid Spin off as he goes down to -2 with close combat. Close combat's gonna do a lot here, and he's unfortunately gonna finally get the Poison Touch here. which is really, really tragic because it means that I'm going to be dying to Sucker Punch after 2 rolls of it, because we're going to get 1 roll of poison here and another round of poison as I kill the Sneasler. So, really unfortunate. Because otherwise I could play this a lot differently. But it's okay. It's not the end of the world. We still have our outs for King Gambit. So I believe I have to Ice Spinner here because Rapid Spin only does like 45%. So we're just going to get the Ice Spinner off. We're not going to mess around with it. We're going to get the guaranteed kill. Down goes Sneasler. Okay, so we're up 6-2 or 5-2. Yep, Ogerpon's dead. 5-2. And then at this point, he is going to go into King Gambit. And this is when the battle gets a little bit spooky. Because again, obviously he has Terra King Gambit. He can either be Terra Dark, he can be Terra Flying, or he can be Terra Fairy. We're going to wait for him to send it out. Hurry up, Quin. Okay, here's Lord Desmond, the menace to society. So, thought process here. I'm at 28 HP. I know he's going to Terra on this turn. I think he's going to be Terra Flying. I think he could be Terra Fairy. I have to stay in. I have to get something on this turn. And I opt to go for Stealth Rocks. Now, in hindsight, this is not the best play. In hindsight, Ice Spinner is the best play here, just to get damage on this thing. That would automatically put it in range for something like Archaludon, but I'm very scared of him potentially being Terra Fairy, and in that case, the damage doesn't matter as much because I would need a lot more help, and I'm getting the rocks up to put Latios in range of Greninja. Because Greninja's Ice Beam kills after rocks, and he is actually Terra Flying, which is unfortunate, because I knew that Terra Flying was better and I didn't click Ice Spinner, which is a misplay, but we're okay here. We're going to get the rocks up. He is going to do, obviously, the scariest thing that he could do here, and he's going to Sword Stance as we die, but it's okay, because we have a line where we go into Houndstone here, we always outspeed, he can't Sucker Punch us on the Will-O-Wisp, and we are able to get the burn off. He's going to likely kill us on that turn after we get the burn off, and if he doesn't kill us, it's fine. I can go hard Archaludon anyways, and he's going to be taking burn residual, which the burn residual plus a T-Bolt will kill. So we have a winning line here. It's all good. Yes, I did not make the optimal play, but it's okay. We have a winning line. So we're going to go into Houndstone here. Obviously, it's our play. We're going to Will-O-Wisp. He's going to probably assume to be faster. And even if he has some creeping suspicion that we are faster, that's fine. Either way, again, we get this Will-O-Wisp off. I built the Houndstone to do this. To basically bait him into either Sucker Punching or kowtowing and just letting me burn him. So, here's Crim Shady. We're going to go ahead and click the Will-O-Wisp. It's our only play, obviously. And we're going to see what Lord Desmond wants to do to us. Attacking would be ideal. It's ideal that we roll Kowtow here. Because we want to Will-O-Wisp and then die this turn. Because then he's basically reset to 0, and then we get to go to Archaludon and pick this thing off. And then again, Greninja Scarf wins the game. So, we're going to wait and see what Lord Desmond would like to do here. And it turns out we are not worthy of the Lord because we do the only thing that loses us the game here, and we miss the Will-O-Wisp. So in hindsight, Ice Spinner was a lot better of a play, and it means that miss doesn't matter because I believe Ice Spinner into Archaludon just kills with T-Bolt. Because we do live a Sucker Punch at this range. But yeah, Greninja dies to Sucker Punch at +2. So, yeah, we just lose on a miss. Again, I misplayed a little bit, but I still went for a winning line. If we get that burn, we win, but such is life, I guess. I don't know. It's disheartening. Had so many issues last season with Tornadus Theory and missing moves. Yeah, obviously the rounds of burn would have won us the game there. Or if I still had Shadow Sneak, or if I had Water Shuriken on Greninja, or really anything. If I knew I was gonna miss and I went Archaludon first, and then I would have Shadow Sneak. Yeah, like, yeah, man, it's great. It's awesome. Yeah, a little annoyed I misplayed this because obviously we were up so high, like up so high from the beginning, going up like 5-2 or whatever, and then just to miss the Willow just sucks. But for those of you who don't believe, we were gonna get one shot by a Sucker Punch here. Yeah, obviously if I don't die here, there's obviously still a chance to win the game. Actually win the game if I don't die, but I'm pretty sure it's like 103 min if he's adamant, and he's obviously Supreme Overlord, so yeah, I mean, GG's to Quin. I thought he played this very well. He's an insane team. We really had him in the first half, and I think we honestly had really good prep with the Houndstone, but you know, you're gonna miss a move and you're just gonna lose the game. That's just kind of how it is sometimes, I guess. I think I go for Moonblast here, but I'm pretty sure he just outspeeds me. Oh yeah, I wish, just because I have to be healthy enough for the Latios. Like, I have to, like, hope that he, like, I don't know, his switch dies or something. But yeah, so we're gonna fall to 1 and 2, which is a little unfortunate, because I don't think I have a bad team. I think I have a really good team. I really like my team. I think just week 1, I really misplayed it, and I think week 3, I really misplayed it and got a little bit lucky down the stretch because of my misplay, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to bounce back next week against Handy, coach of the Meteor Beam Cadets, I believe. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Goodbye.